Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Green day today, guys. We are green 204.01. We did give back 174 off the top, which was a little unfortunate on LACR, but we did trade A quality opportunities, and every day that's what we come here to do. Exercise discipline, manage risk, and trade A quality setups. LACR, will start with this one. A little unfortunate towards the end, but it was clean on the charting, but a little choppy on the price action with level 2. It surged up nicely. It pulled back here. Beautiful move. Nice 3-bar play in this range and continued higher. We had a series of baby pullbacks, and this stock really did its thing. But unfortunately, I did miss the first leg up. I started trading mostly throughout the consolidation, trying to buy low and trying to sell high, but it didn't quite work out. And even on this acceleration right here, I tried scalping. It did not work, man. I had a hard time connecting on this one. And once we continued into this area here, I was not able to time the dips properly, and that ended up resulting in losing trades. And so, we can put on the show trades up here. I ended up losing on this one. Again, we missed out on the front side, and we traded consolidation. It's a nice wedge ultimately here, but we just don't get to capitalize quite as well as we would have wanted to. It's a little disappointing, but it happens at times, and that's how it goes. So down 174 there to end the morning. We were up closer to about 370 before this one. So HKD, another loss that we had. And by the way, let's not get carried away here because I almost did. I am going to mention a little bit more of MMU and the announcement that we had today, which is over here. We'll talk about this in a sec, but I do want to go over the recap first, right? We'll talk a little bit more about MMU in a little bit here. All right, so let's get back to it. HKD, we are down $75. This one was me using smaller size, trying to see if this one was going to take off at the beginning of the day for a break of the pre-market highs. Didn't quite happen. HKD, I got caught in this big red camel here actually, as it came down a little fast. With a doji like this, should have avoided it. HOTH, we are green 159 here. Beautiful wedge. It attempted the breakout over here, but a little disappointing. Right, a little disappointing. We didn't quite get it. It pulled back nicely though. Or let's not say nicely because it was a false breakout. It pulled back, but curled up nicely, and then consolidated here. So I was trying to buy low into the move, sell a little higher, and that's what we did. But we weren't as efficient and as clean. We did see some losing trades, so we ended up walking away with 159 on this one. Not too bad though. What else are we missing? LLAP. Lastly, LLAP. This stock I could have done better on, but I wasn't super dialed in when the move started. And at this time it was around 11 a.m. Posting to all my socials and these type of things, not quite dialed in. But when I got into it, I started to see some follow through. Especially in this area here, buying, and this is really where I made the bulk of the gains. Right here, my mind is not focused. So all of this was just scratch trades and really red trades. Didn't really see much. I might have been green $50 at best throughout this nice incline. But once I took some time, gathered myself, right here, once it pulled back, I was more engaged, more in tune, more focused, and I was able to see some opportunity. All right. Here we go. So I'm buying, and I posted this in Discord, by the way. I'm buying the lows here and selling a little higher as we pushed up. And of course, the good old 200 EMA. The good old 200 EMA. We ran into some resistance, and once right here at 39, if we zoom out, it came back up on an ABCD, and ultimately, it did reject. And watch this right here, this ascending trend line right here in white. That's an ascending trend line along with this ABCD. Comes up, and this time, instead of rejecting 41 at the daily resistance that we had mapped out down here, you guys will see that we had all of our resistance levels mapped out since pre-market. Since pre-market, we know to be careful around these areas. And right here, You know, it got through 41, but not 45. And that was the day, LLAP. So a grand total of 205, 204 rather. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the announcement that we had. So for those of you who might have missed it, who are tuning in for the recap, today, Marcelo and I finally announced the course we've been working on for almost a year now. MMU, Merciless Markets University, guys. The Merciless Markets. These markets are merciless. And so for those of you who've signed up already, welcome aboard. For those of you who are considering to sign up, we've added each 10 extra coupons, right, for code success. So be sure to grab it quickly. But yeah, you know, and we can talk a little bit about the website again. If you guys haven't seen the full video, right, the path to success, right, the blessing of trading, right, Marcelo and I, right, a quick rundown of what we discussed in the other video. Our socials are there. And here we go. So what's included in the membership, right? Weekly trading lectures, right? Specific topics that we're being asked about, and also, of course, you know, just general trading topics, right? Things that people need to know and hear about, and it'll be pretty engaging, right? Uh, of course, our course itself, right? Our course itself, weekly Q&As, the raw live trading archives, and what I'll be doing, I'll be going back from my archives in the simulation, all the way back from simulation to present. I'll be posting everything for our members, daily watch lists and trading plans, and of course live trading, low latency trading, right? So there will be some trading for the members, right? Some exclusive trading for the members, more exclusive content, and of course the trading access in our chat room in our Discord. And so if I pull over to Discord here, you know, only our members will be able to see this section. And of course the archives are also included here as well, Marcel and I. Only the trading members will be able to see this section. Everyone else who are general members, our blue members, will be able to see the general trading floor section, right? So this way there is some exclusivity, and for those people who are MMU, we can really dial in and focus on you guys a little bit more, right? So let's talk about the curriculum, right? This course is designed for people who, even if, let's say, even if you don't know anything about trading, you know, that we've started it from literally from zero all the way up to very advanced. So if you have siblings, you know, family members, friends, people who've always wanted to know more about the stock market and how to trade and how to day trade, you know, you can recommend it to them, right? For those of you who've been around this community already and are very familiar with Marcelo and I and how transparent we are when it comes to these markets, yeah, feel free. This course is organized in a way where, you know, it's very progressive. It increases in its in its, how do I phrase this? It becomes more advanced over time, is what I'm trying to say, right? It increases in its structure, and we start to then, you know, phase out and phase back in on different topics. There are some things that are reoccurring because we feel like it's necessary to beat it into our minds and into our brains, right? But yeah, you know, we go from zero all the way up. So from stock market 101, profiting in the stock market, and so forth and so forth. Chapter 3, right? Trading tools and software, candlesticks, of course, support and resistance, time frames, make marking out your charts, right? Technical indicators, order types, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Chapter 10, tracking your trading metrics, basics of day trading. And so for those of you who might have missed the video, right? Again, chapter 13, finding stocks to trade. You know, and throughout the course, you know, something that I want to mention is that, you know, our disclaimer, we are not guaranteeing uh, profitability, but we do believe that with this course, you'll be able to give yourself a leg up on the competition, and you'll definitely be able to understand how to manage the markets, taking on, you know, how to manage the markets in a safe way, taking on less risk, right? Because ultimately, there's a lot of people who are struggling, there's a lot of people who are losing, and there's a lot of people who've lost a lot of money. I spoke to a lot of people behind the scenes, and so The markets are merciless. How can you come in with a strategy that protects you, right? That limits your risk. So while we're not guaranteeing success, we are guaranteeing that you'll be able to take on the market in a much safer way, right? With much more education, much more understanding. And ultimately, we're giving you guys the ins and outs to the patterns that we trade, the edges that we trade. And so we want to be clear with our disclaimer. And another thing to mention too is, for the people who are saying, hey, relentless trader, hey, mighty, mighty, how are you guys, why do you guys think you can sell a course? Why do you guys think you should sell it's a good conversation, right? And I'll answer by saying, Marcelo and I are way more credible than many, 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 many people here on the internet. The more people who I see who are profitable, it's like you start to see what's BS and what's not. There's a lot of people who they're just not transparent. It's like they've educated themselves enough just to be at the place where, you know, if you're a complete beginner, you're not going to be able to tell if they're legit. That's all the education they've put in just so they can trick beginner traders into paying for something. Whilst, Marcelo and I are amongst the most transparent traders, if not the most transparent traders on the internet. I trade live every day. You come over to my broker, how can you fake a broker? I'm clicking on different buttons right here, right now, real time, on my live streams every day. I go live on YouTube every day. And, you know, in the past, I've shown my account number before. Of course, since, that's how transparent I was, by the way. And I can show you guys, I have that video pulled up already. Now, I've changed my account number since this day because, at the time, I had to, yeah, you grow, and I'm not a perfect person. I was,
About that time.
it was almost idiotic, but I didn't know any better, right? And so I'll pull up this quick video here to show you guys. This was me. What is this date? 2 years ago. It's 2 years ago, right? In fact, it does show the date. It's May 4th, 2020. If we enlarge this, right? And it's the OG Relentless banner for all those who are, remember this stuff years ago. And look at this, you know, who in the world ever does something like this? But to this point, I come to realize that this is not transparency. This is just being an idiot. You should never show your account number for obvious reasons. But yeah, just as that account number is not my account number now because I've had to change it since then. But that's how transparent I am, right? There's nothing to hide here. And ultimately, there are people who will be watching this video who will dislike it because they wish they can be this transparent. And they don't like it. They don't like when someone like myself and Marcelo can come on here and be this, you know, and show this much to the people. But it is what it is, and we are who we are. We're genuine guys. So ask yourself, who has Relentless been all this time over the years? Why does he give to the community so much, right? And right now he's still giving. So the course is organized in a way where it goes from zero to pretty advanced, and you know it really goes through the ins and outs, right? The ins and outs. It goes through the ins. Let's pull it back up. It goes through the ins and outs of the style and strategy that Marcelo and I trade each and every day. And so when you're learning, a lot of the times, you know, you're watching this person, that person, this body, this person. Before you know it, you're diving through and digging through hours and hours of videos and streams, and nothing is organized in one place, in one space. That's what this course really is. It's our trading style organized from zero to extremely advanced. All right. So there is no guessing. There is no, oh my gosh, how do I find this? Where do I go for that? And it's important to mention that we'll continue to add on to this course, because as we continue to get better, as we continue to receive feedback and things like that, we'll be adding more. And so it'll just become more comprehensive. It'll become stronger, better, right? intraday chart analysis, level 2, risk management, hotkeys, trading routine, trading styles, our edges, right? And this section is going to be doubled in size pretty soon because we are going to be adding more examples. And I tell you guys, man, this is going to be nothing like you've ever seen before. Because just like how we show our losing trades, we're going to show losing edges too. People will only show winning trades. So as we go, we're going to, it's like it's going to be doubled, and we're going to show you our losing examples as well, and how to, so you guys can see, okay, this is what they did wrong on these red days. Let me avoid doing that. And okay, I see what they did well on their winning days. I'm going to try and focus on these qualities of my trading so I can see similar types of results, right? So, you know, again, ask yourself who is Relentless and who is Marcelo, and have these guys been transparent to this point in the journey? And we definitely have been, and we've been giving. I can show my trader view, and for those people who want me to post broker statements, I don't know if I said this already. It just comes down to finding a nice firm who's credible, and I don't mind posting broker statements. There's nothing to hide. Uh, and yeah, here we have a few examples of our archives. And again, we'll have more in the Discord, right? As we come over here to Relentless and Mighty. So once again, for those of you who've already joined, welcome aboard. For those of you who are considering joining, we've added 10 extra coupons each, so be sure to use them. And a few days, maybe yes, I think yesterday, there was someone in the live stream mentioning RT. I'll pay you $70 an hour for consulting. I'm getting close to being green, and I feel like I just need a few pointers. So now, what happens when we do some consulting and then you realize, you need another hour, another 2 hours, and to be honest, guys, like I'll share something with you, with the audience here. Like there's 10,000 people on the YouTube section. There's 2,500 on Instagram. There's 2,500 in Discord and a few hundred on Facebook. There's a lot of people asking me questions every day. And so on my side, I see the demand. I wouldn't make this product if it was a waste of time, if it wasn't going to help the community. This is not for everybody, right? The YouTube channel does, in a way, cater to people who know a little bit about trading. They understand a little bit of the basics already, right? But for those people, again, who have been struggling or who are just very, very new to the markets, it'll really, really help them to reduce their tuition that they're paying to the markets itself when it comes to the learning curve. It'll shorten the learning curve. And of course, it'll allow you to approach the market in a very methodical way where the risk is reduced significantly, right? And so ultimately, there will be people who do take this course who will become very, very profitable traders, right? And so we're not guaranteeing success, but again, we do feel like those things I've just mentioned are guaranteed, right? Those other things are guaranteed, reducing your risk and so forth. So when it comes to pricing, let's pull out our calculator, right? I've even had people mentioning paying $100 an hour for consulting and these things. So $997, let's not forget Code Success, right? $997 less $150 for Code Success is $847. $847 by 12 months is $70. $70 by 30 days in the month is $2.35. So again, what happens when you need more hours of consulting? Before you know it, you've paid 100, then 2, 3, 400 for 4 hours. Whilst there's an option for $2.35 a day for an unlimited amount of content when it comes to the course and everything that we offer here, along with mentorship sessions, because ultimately that will be a part of what we're doing here. So again, for those people who've already joined, welcome aboard. And for those of you who are considering joining, who are on the fence, no pressure. And for those of you who are just watching on YouTube, enjoying the free content, know that what I do on YouTube and all the other social medias will never stop. So the recap will always be here. The live stream will always be there. This is just an add-on to what we're already doing, So don't be afraid like, man, or RT is going to just, go out of the blue and disappear. And then no, that's not happening. Again, just think about who I am and who I've always been, over the years. So yeah, that's where I'm going to wrap it up, right? I've mentioned the disclaimer. I've went over some of the curriculum. And, again, be sure to check out Marcelo and I. The full video is here. And yeah, I hope to see you guys there, man. It's going to be a good one. And again, my archives in the Discord, I'm going to, man, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy to see, you know, over the time how many people we can get to become profitable. Because I think there's been a few of you who've been watching on who maybe over the time have been able to get there. But again, this will be very compact, very direct. No digging, no searching, no browsing the internet for hours to try and find everything will be right there for you, and then will be at your disposal for both of us for the price of one, right? So yeah, guys, it's been Relentless Trader. Hit that thumbs up button. Check out those links down below, and I'll catch you later. I am, of course, signing out.